The next thing that I would like to talk about is finding intercepts. What do we mean by intercepts and how do we find them? Okay. Now, if you recall the example that we did above a little bit ago, we talked about the equation 2x plus 3y equals 12, and we actually found two solutions to this equation. We had the solution 0, 4 and the solution 6, 0. These two solutions were actually your x and y intercepts. The ordered pair 0, 4 was your y-intercept, and your solution 6, 0 was the x-intercept. When we are talking about intercepts, we are basically saying, if you think about it as graphically, these are the points where your graph will intercept or cross each of the two axes. So if you're talking about the y-intercept 0, 4, that will be the point right here on the y-axis. And when you're talking about the x-intercept, be a point on your x-axis. Okay, that's your x-intercept and that's your y-intercept. And how do we find them? You find them by basically making the x variable 0 if you're finding the y-intercept, and if you're finding the y-intercept, make your x variable 0. So for your x-intercept, you set y equal to 0 and find the value of x, and for your y-intercept, you set x equal to 0 and find the value of y. Now you can have equations that will have either both the x and the y-intercept, or they may have just one of the two intercepts. Let's just look at a few different examples of what sort of intercepts you might expect. Now, if you have a line that passes through the origin, it would be a line that looks like this. In this case, you will notice that your x and y-intercept are the exact same point, and that point, of course, is the origin, or the coordinates for that will be 0, 0. You can also have lines that have just one intercept, either an x-intercept or a y-intercept. Let's say you have a horizontal line. In this case, you will have only a y-intercept, and we'll call that the point 0y, depending on where it intercepts the y-axis. So this will be your horizontal line. And then, of course, you will have a vertical line where, in this case, you end up with only the x Y-intercept. So these are some of the exceptions that you may experience when you're dealing with the X and Y intercepts.